How's it going, people? Today I am going to be doing a special Halloween episode for you guys, and I will be talking about Friday the 13th, the complete collection that Shout Factory just came out with. This is the only way to actually purchase right now, legally, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X in the same box set as all of the other Jason films, along with the only way to get the new 4K restoration of Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th Part 2 and 3, and 3 is also in 3D, and also Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And along with that as well, you also get a new 2K restoration of Jason Goes to Hell. Now, I am not going to be talking about all of these films today. I am just going to be talking about the films that I just mentioned that got the new restorations. All the other ones are the same discs that you guys would have purchased previously. With that being said, I will start with an overview of what I think of the Friday the 13th franchise in general and kind of just sum it up for you guys real quick. I was never a huge Friday the 13th fan growing up, but I always kind of respected it for kind of what it did for the slasher genre. Whenever you watch a Freddy movie or a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, the kills are a lot more creative, but they're only like 5 or 6 a movie at the most. If you want to watch a movie where the killer just drops bodies, that is always Friday the 13th. Most of them are in the teens as far as deaths go, and it's just a gore fest. And, Tom Savini actually worked on not just one, but 2 of these. And he is like this legendary effects artist for horror films. So, that brings the series some cred, and going back and watching these movies, I actually kind of appreciated them for what they were. They were even lower budget than the Nightmare on Elm Street series. These movies were made on the cheap. And what I will say is, even though in the series, my favorite was actually the final chapter, it had some more well-known actors in it, and it was just higher caliber as far as production values goes. For the most part, I liked the ones that didn't really take Jason as seriously and just had a little bit more fun with them. You know what? Jason Takes Manhattan goes too far, but for the most part, the more comedic ones I liked. So I definitely did learn to kind of enjoy these as I watched all of them over the past couple of weeks. And I'm going to give the whole entire Jason franchise, or the Friday the 13th franchise, a 7 out of 10. Now, as for the video quality, I am only going to review the ones that got new transfers. Friday the 13th 1, 2, 3, and 4, with 3 being a 3D disc also. And then Jason Goes to Hell got a 2K transfer. So, I will talk about the 4K transfers first. Friday the 13th is by far the best looking in this whole entire box set. I never really thought this movie could look this good. I never thought this movie could look this clean, this crisp, this clear. Never. This film still has grain in it. You're never going to get rid of that. This has always been a really grain-heavy film. But, I mean, the amount that was taken away and really refined here, so much of the refinement is just absolutely incredible. It blew me away here. Now, the edges here seem just expertly, just razor sharp. And I mean, damn good. The detail work here is also excellent. You can see pores on characters' faces, a lot of texturing on shirts and clothing, and some texturing in backgrounds also, and that is so important because of the fact that this movie was not made for a lot of money, and as far as the black levels in this film, it has always just been the final blow, the nail in the coffin for all of the other transfers of this film, just because it's just been crushing as far as black levels go. And black levels here remain deep and inky like you would want them to be without the crushing and without taking away from anything else in this transfer. This transfer is expertly done. As far as Part 2 goes, Part 2 is not as good, but it's still pretty good. You know, you have a lot more of a uneven transfer, I would say. A lot of scenes are very clear and have very fine edges. There are some darker scenes where it's really not as clear. It's kind of soft, and a lot of those fine edges kind of get taken away a little bit. That is unfortunate, but detail work is also really great here. That you can see pores on characters' faces. Jason has a lot of texturing to him, being the fact that this is actually the first movie where you actually get to have Jason all throughout. Black levels can have some crushing, but they remain steady for the most part. This is a little bit more inconsistent than the first film, but it is still very good. As far as the third film goes, you know, I am going to say that the 4K version is excellent. You know, it's very crisp, very clear. Does have the same inconsistencies as the second film. You know, there is some softness to the darker scenes. These movies are not made for a lot of money, so you really have to do some work and put in some work to take away that softness and add a lot of sharpness. With the detail work here goes, you know, it is about as the same as the second film, and black levels here are about the same. You know, there is some crushing, but it is still very good. With the 3D version, though, this is the version that you want to watch of this film because it is the kind of 3D that you guys would like to see. When you're watching a horror movie that's in 3D, you want stuff popping out at you, and a lot of the newer 3D films feel like they're too good for that kind of stuff, but this one doesn't. Pop this in, you'll have a great time. It has tons of things that break that 3D barrier that so many 3D transfers have and pop out of your screen and really get in your face. The title sequence pops out at you. Now, there is a mistake that a lot of people had with their discs where the title screen that I just talked about does not actually pop out at you. There is a glitch on the discs. There is also a way to send away for the corrected disc that Shout Factory will provide for you. Just want to be said. And then as you get into Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, this is my favorite film in the whole entire franchise, and it looks really damn good. The sharpness is back to what you would expect from the first film. You know, it is very consistently sharp, and it has clarity that the other films kind of waned on, the second and the third. So you have a more consistent transfer here. Black levels are also excellent. You have a lot of detail in facial structure and within Jason himself, And just this particular film is really, really well done and is a step up from the second and the third. And then you get into the 2K transfer that they gave to Jason Goes to Hell. I don't know why they didn't do 4K on this, but hey, whatever. So, with this particular transfer, you have mixed results. You know, this thing can look pretty damn soft at times. And with that, a lot of the sharpness kind of goes away at points. On top of that, black levels here are not the best. They tend to really crush. And if you told me that this actually got a 2K scan, I would say I don't see it. Because it just has the showings of a transfer that's been kicking around for a long time. And it hasn't, actually. And with all of that coming to light, I would say that when you add these all together, I would give them an 8 out of 10 as far as transfers goes. And then when we're getting into audio here, so all of the films in this box set, not just the ones that I'm talking about, but all of the films, have a DTS HD 5.1 mix. Jason X and Freddy vs. Jason are the stars of the show here. They definitely kick it up a notch as far as the audio goes. Some decent bass response goes into those films, and it just really stepped it up a notch in those particular films. But all in all, these can be kind of front heavy at times, but surrounds are used for ambiance pretty well, and when the iconic score kicks in, you can definitely hear it in the surrounds as well. Speaker separation is pretty good for the budget of these films. And overall dialogue is crisp and clear and audible. I will give these another 8 out of 10. I definitely do like the way that these sound. Now with Shout Factory, they're not going to provide any digital copy, so I'm just going to go straight to the special features on all of these discs, and they are all excellent. There is so much. I'm not going to go over everything. I will just say that these go into every freaking thing that you would want to know about these films. There is a lot to digest here, and it is just a really cool looking box set, even though I feel like the artwork is kind of busy, but hey, it does still look cool. And then you have the Shout Factory staple that they do for a lot of their releases, where they have the iconic artwork on one side, and then you can flip it and you can get some new artwork on the other side as well. That is always pretty cool, and along with that you get a book with artwork and some stories about the production of these films, and it's just a really cool box set. Now, if you were able to pre-order this from the Shout Factory website, with it still being available, then you would have also got a poster along with it. I actually got this from Amazon, so I was not able to get that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that there was a version that came with a poster. With that being said, you couldn't ask for any more special features that are on these discs, and that is why I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. So, getting into my last looks at Friday the 13th, the complete collection from Shout Factory. Look, this is the way that you would want to view this as a Friday the 13th fan. This is the way that you would want to have your box set. It's a cool looking box set. You know, you can actually keep it. I'm going to keep it in my shelf that is right over here to me. And it actually fits on the shelf, unlike some box sets that are way too big. So that is awesome. And going back and watching all of these films was a really just fun time for me and really worth it. And when you add up all my scores for Friday the 13th, the complete box set from Shout Factory, then this will come out to a 33 out of 40. That is because of the fact that these transfers are pretty good and the audio is awesome, pretty good. And you know what? The special features are downright awesome and the packaging is amazing. So there you go. Pick it up while you can, because this will be out of print. So, Coming up next on the channel, I do have to get into Back to the Future, and then I do have V for Vendetta coming to me. So, if you like this video and you like all of my videos, make sure you subscribe right down here. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't need to say it because you all know it. And I will see all of you next time.